change other things. And that was the knife round. Ended. Singapore actually won. They'll be starting off on the CT side. Better luck for them. I mean, starting off on the T side of Inferno against a stronger team is not always the best scenario you want to be in. But now that they're starting off on the CT side, gives them a bit more of a chance, I guess. A bit more of a chance against the Japanese, who are coming into this as the favorite, if you want to call it that. So, yeah. I mean, the thing is, Singapore did not play bad. It was just Vietnam was so much better. I mean, Vietnam was so solid on the CT side. There wasn't much that that they could really do about it. So here we have it. It's the start of this final best of one of Group B, and of this afternoon here on eFrank TV. I hope you have had a wonderful broadcast so far, and that you continue to do so with us on eFrank TV. Remember, you can follow us on all the different social medias, and you can also follow me at DR Avela if you want to get more info about myself. Three-man stack here from the Singaporeans as Japan goes straight for mid-control. There's the window smoke. Moxie's going to be smoked off, forced to switch positions any moment now, and they will be moving towards short, perhaps. I mean, the bombs at mid, they've got one person at T-ramp. They're just looking for entries. Imogen's actually boosted on top here. I don't know, he must have used some crazy ninja skills. I think somebody boosted him up to that position, but either way, he's in a very nice spot. Singapore are really on the defensive now. Very, very passive. No map control, no information. So the next move is Japan's to make. And whatever move they make, it'll be very difficult for Singapore to do much. Look at that. One CT boosted up on top. Kunis actually sees them from connector. Noppa's going to be pushing forward at the same time, and the bomb's rotating towards A site, and that's good. They've kind of pretty much faked going to B, and they've forced a bit of a rotation from the CT players. Noppa trying to find an entry here. Kunis in the site. He'll try and take him out, but no bullets will land. There's a flash over at short. There's Impression as well. Akioni survives, actually. Could have been shot down by Impression, who was completely flashed by that very well-timed flash. Impalement pushing towards CT spawn. Gets the first frag. Looks for Alex. Lands a headshot beautifully. And that's Singapore down to 2 players. Japan now, easy peasy for them as they pick up the pistol here. Unless Impression can come up with a miracle. But he only gets 2 kills before going down. So 3 players surviving that round. And we saw Impression against Vietnam getting some nice frags, and it was one of the reasons, or the only reason, that they picked up that round against them. But either way, you can't disagree that Impression has been the standout player for Singapore. You have a force spy here from the Singaporean side. Small nation. Definite underdog in this group. They've done a good job, at least, drawing against South Korea, showing that they've got a decent level. They've got something to offer. And maybe this match will prove more. We will see. It's still early days yet. And Japan, they need to be careful. They've got 2 players on really low health, and it's just Impression with the scout. Knowing that these are mid, they should move towards the B site. Immediately smoke off market. Instead, Akioni's just going to waste all of his utility trying to find Impression. He's already moved out of position. He's thought the same way we have. Went to the B site thinking that they're going to move towards the B site, but Akioni will find him. He wasn't able to land any shots, and Japan will win that second round. And we do have an eco from Singapore. So it should be 3 rounds for Japan. We have to wait until the first buy round to try and garner or guess if the Singaporeans have it in them to pick up any rounds against the Japanese here on the CT side. We do have a nice 4-man stack over at the B site. That's a good idea. Always nice to see these kind of stacks on eco rounds. And it's also an opportunity for us to learn a lot about Asian CS in these matches, seeing what does, is there, Japan on paper should win, but is Singapore Japan's kryptonite, for example? Does Singapore know how to play against Japan? Or is there some kind of mental reason that the Japanese can't beat the Singaporeans? We will see that. And also maybe we'll see a storyline develop between the 2 nations. There's always a lot more to a match than just winning prize money or qualifying to tournaments. There's always a historic background, there's always a national background. Impalement still playing instead of Shaoxi for Japan. Singapore on this eco round have been able to pick up a Mach 10 on him from Himayun, sorry, on Moxie. Impression still looking for Franks here with his P250 splash. Wasn't able to afford to splash any more money this round. It was an eco. Right now Singapore just hoping to get some exit frags and maybe pick up a weapon or two for the next round, so they can afford an AWP, some good utility. Since they did force pipe, unless they save some weapons, they won't be able to do that. Pressure firing away, gets impalement, sorry, but Noppo will get the return almost immediately. And that's 3-0 Japan. Full buy now coming in from Singapore. Armors and rifles. We won't actually see a lot of head armor due to the fact AK-47s are a one-shot or one headshot kill anyway. No, that is not a good pun. That was a weak pun, as Oscar M has mentioned. Andrew Mohawk doesn't understand. You don't understand the nonsense. It may be nonsense to you, but it's so much sense to a lot of CS fans. It's the whole. It's why CS is fun to watch. Because of the storylines. Because of the struggles, the player emotion, the player character. And it's a good start for the Terrorists. They've got in a trade. Moxie finds Akioni here in connector. CTs have the man advantage. Bombs moving towards the B site, however. Noppo tries to flash himself through. And he's just putting on pressure on the CTs as the Terrorists will be rotating towards the B side. There's only one person there. They have to move fast, though, the Japanese, but they don't want to give away their position too early so that we get a quick rotation from the CTs. Instead, they're going to take it nice and slow. I think the CTs are now aware of this. They've got Moxie at mid getting information. He's probably going to go through B halls from behind, so he might be a very important factor for Singapore. Nico sees them coming. Nice flash by him. He's going to try and renew the flash as well, and he'd probably better off just aiming at him. He would have got a kill. There's Zodiac's dropped, and he's going to get an entry as well. Huge mistake by Nico going for the double flash, and there's a bullet landed on Zodiac's head, down to 15 health. Moxie, though, coming up from behind. As I mentioned earlier, he might be the difference, but he misses his shots completely. The bomb should finish off him here. No, he doesn't. He's still alive, and he's still firing away. Finally, Moxie takes him down. Bombs planted. 3 versus 2 retake now from the Singaporeans. Noppo with an entry. Kunis takes down Noppo. Moxie, sorry, will finish off the job for Zodiacs, and Japan will pick up no more rounds as Singapore will make it 3-1. So nicely done there with the retake, and it was all about having that one-man advantage and just making sure they make the trades as they go for the B site. I mean, Nico almost threw it away really with that double flash, and I think he perhaps thought they were further away, and perhaps he thought that they kind of looked away from the first flash. It was just a miss. It was a bad measurement, really. And I keep, you know what? The thing with Moxie, I keep thinking Moxie's a girl because there's a streamer called Moxie, and so I'm thinking Moxie. I keep reminding myself Moxie's a male. Don't say she. Don't say she. Don't embarrass Moxie. A execute. After losing a player on mid, it's a good timing for it. Alex is going to be using the smoke. Moving on to the side, he'll pick up 2 kills. Kunas helps him out as well. He's down though, and it's just Akioni in his own in a 1 versus 4. He's got impression firing away through the smoke from behind. Kunas with his double kill, and Singapore will pick up yet another round. So there is hope here for the Singaporeans, as Japan, well, they've won the pistol in the 2 rounds after that, but other than that, Singapore have been in control, and we do see an eco from the Japan side. Has anyone changed their mind yet? I mean, it's early days, you can't really say, but maybe some of you have more hope for Singapore. But remember, it is a T-sided map. A CT-sided map, it's not T-sided. Wow, what is wrong? CT-sided map. It's opposite day today, everything is opposite. Wow, that nade by Moxie. Good night, Noppo. He only's picked up an AK-47 for his troubles by taking down Impression, and he's just pushing forward. Moxie's completely unaware. Nobody's checking connector. That's a huge miscommunication from the CTs. Kunas now has to pick it up. He drops the AK-47, but the damage has been dealt already on this ecoing round. And Japan have picked themselves an AWP as well. Impalement taking down Alex. And he's the AWPer for the Japanese side after replacing Xiaoxi. Markunas, no mistakes and no prisoners taken either. They'll secure the round. But 3 players dropped on an anti-eco. It's very, very good for Japan because it really hurts the Singaporean economy and puts them in danger of a double eco or of an eco if they lose a round. But like the money, like it is now, they've got 3 players with good money. It's not much of an issue. Kunas with a nice mid flash, maybe flashing his teammate in for a peek, but I think he actually flashed Moxie as well, who had to back away after trying to go for a early peek. There's an exchange of frags. Zodiac's getting on. Nico takes down Akioni. Mid control is pretty much established here for the Japanese, but there's the entry from Nuppo taking down Impression, and it's not the same Impression we saw on Inferno or on the pistol round of this game. Instead, he's starting to die pretty early on every single round. He has to hold his angle. Nice play there by Alex to take down Zodiacs at mid. And the bomb's rotating towards the A side, which is completely open. Moxie very passive here, waiting for that aggression from the terrorists. Sometimes you do CTs just clear up CT spawn. It's just going to be a CT smoke. Not a good one, though. Gives Moxie an angle. Moxie finds the shot as well. Noppo's down. And they do have the man advantage, Singapore, as they now play to go to the A side. Bomb's not being planted. Alex takes down Himillion. Impalement doesn't have enough time to get a bomb plant. And Singapore will pick up that round. 4-3. 4 rounds in a row for Singapore. Nice play by them. And it's a nice retake as well, even after losing 2 players at the beginning. But we're really seeing the play or the improvement on Kunas and Moxie. 7 kills, 6 kills. They're doing a bit better than they did against Vietnam. At the same time, I think Japan kind of gave away that round with a bad CT smoke. Moxie is spamming through the smoke. Whew. That's a millimeter away from Zodiacs, but mid-control will be established by the ecos. By the ecoing Japanese. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know what's wrong with me today. By the ecoing Japanese. And Noppo's going to be boosting himself up. Zodiacs finds himself in the ladder room as well. So nice positions here by the Japanese players. Moxie nice and passive. Will take out Noppo, and it should be a good bit of information for the CTs as well, who've just completely given away Connector, but they've got Impression coming up from behind. Impression's here to pick up the frags. He takes down Himillion, and that's actually the bomb down as well. Nico picks up a frag. Angus a second on Zodiacs, who trying to pop down with that Tech 9. Alex will find Impalement, and that's an easy anti-eco. Impalement picking up 1 frag before the end of that round, but not really doing much. 5-3 as Singapore continue. Singapore, that's also a nice name. You have a pause though. I think we have a disconnect from the Singaporean side, yep. Alright, play the game. Who do you guys think just disconnected? Let's see if you guys are observing. It's the eFrag TV game. I know who it is. He died a round ago. He was the only person who died in the last round. Somebody said Nico. It's not Nico. Kunas. There you go. Everyone knows. Everybody knows. Nah, you guys are on point, really. You guys are on point. You guys are focused. I can't catch you guys out. I really can't catch you guys out. Everyone just showing off now. Okay, the first couple of guys knew it. The next couple of guys are just copying. I know you guys are just copying each other. I'm from the UK, but originally I'm Libyan. Or I'm Libyan and I've lived all my life in the UK. Whatever rocks your boat. Alright. Freeze time has been cancelled, so we're about to restart the match. As you can see, Japan do have an AWP on Himillion now, as well as the CTs, who have had an AWP on Moxie for a couple of rounds now, after picking up those first 2 rounds. But Singapore looking pretty solid now. 5 rounds in a row, It is a CT-sided map, but we do have a close game. It seems we do have a close game now. Wow, nicely done by Himian. Moxie going for the shot through the smoke, and that just gave away his position and allowed Himian to pick up an easy frag. Already, there's a map, there's a round advantage, there's a person advantage. For the Japanese, but Kunas returns the favour, picks up a frag, throws down a flash as well. Zodiac completely flashes, tries to push forward. Kunas playing this ladder area absolutely perfectly. He's got support from Nico, takes down Noppo, and he's going to switch positions. Japan do not know how to deal with this Singaporean. He's an absolute warrior here on the A site, and he's pretty much single-handedly stopped them from moving in towards the A site. 4 frags for Mr. Kunas. Nico stealing that ace away from him, but Singapore will pick up yet another round, and even though they got the entry, that A execute did not work out. They did not throw down the right utility. I mean, they didn't even throw smokes, but you have to flash those near angles, or at least have somebody enter who can get the entry frag. But very, very nicely done by Kunas, who actually had an AK. He switched it to an M4 again. Or did he have an M4? I've got short-term memory loss. Excellent. Kunas left to toggle on. Isuba, Fraternitas, and that's it. I think those are the two teams I remember that the Czech team had. Wow, Akioni and Noppo finding themselves in sandwich without Kunas realizing. I think he was completely flashed. Again, Moxie as well, not checking the right angle. Himian gets an easy entry, and all of a sudden they're down 2 men, the CTs. Himian's going to flash himself forward. There's one person in jungle who's going to find him as well. Impression completely flashed, and the double up setup here for the Singaporeans being absolutely useless. Alex is still alive, though. He picks up a double. Nico's there in support, coming in from connector. There's one person in window. Is he going to be able to take him out, though? He jumps down, and Akioni is down, and all of a sudden Nico and Alex, with a wonderful double team, taking down the whole Japanese side and getting a defuse as well. Beautifully done there by Singapore, and that's another round. So they're holding on no matter what, even if they lose 3 players in quick succession. 2 versus 5, easy peasy for Nico and Alex. Beautifully done over at CT, and that's why you need to have a very good CT smoke. And again, Japan missing the CT smoke and allowing the Singaporeans to retake. Very nicely done. And they're showing that they have skill, that they've got experience, that they've got understanding of the game. Japan right now on 3 points after losing against Vietnam and beating South Korea. But right now they're being tested here by Singapore, who are showing a different side of them. A side that we did not see against Vietnam, and we did not see against South Korea either. This was not the CT side we saw against South Korea. Singapore could have probably even got 3 points from that engagement had they played like this, or had they played as solid. Moxie landing amazing shots. Kunas playing great. Same with Alex and Nico as well with that 2 versus 5. Alex now on his own in the ladder room. They try to push him. He picks up a frag. Actually, Noppo killing his teammate. He's not going to like that. Hurt his bank a bit. And look at this. Impression at T-spawn, pushing all the way up. Moxie takes down Noppo as they try to push Connector. And this is nice by the Singaporeans due to the fact that they are switching up their position so much on the CT side. It's really, really nice and refreshing. Putting the op in different positions, sometimes in mid, sometimes in CT. Having the players rotate around, go for those flanks as well. Kunas will finish off Himian. Akioni now remaining, and Alex is not even going to give him a chance. There you have it, Singapore with yet another round. 8-3, they're looking solid here on the CT half. Moxie starts it off with a frag on Zodiacs. It's an eco here from the terrorist side. Himian, though, picking up a scout this round. Maybe to equalize the money. Maybe he's fancying his luck, but yeah, it's fine. He could afford it. He's only on 2.2k. It's pretty good compared to the rest of his teammates. He's still alive, and he's picking up frags here, hurting the economy, but Moxie through the box. And Moxie's op has really been on point now. There is a ping difference. There's no doubt about it. It's about an average of 30 to 50. Impression's got 9 ping. He's literally playing online at the moment. But, I mean, of course it has an effect, but I don't think it's that much of an effect. Right now, Singapore just really look on point. I think Japan have perhaps did not expect them to be this good, and they're having trouble getting those entry frags. The thing is, Japan do have quite a bit of firepower behind them, especially with Impalement, the new addition, instead of Shaoxi. He had a very nice match against the South Koreans, and now that he's got an AWP in his hand, he gets an entry on Moxie. Actually, that was Himeyun, sorry, getting an entry on Moxie. Impression. Pretty nice and aggressive here. But they always check this corner. I never see it really working out. He's actually going to continue pushing forward, and he'll pick up a frag on Noppo as well. Zodiac's now. And another Impression. Wow. 2 frags for Impression, but Japan almost immediately will return with 2, and now it's just Nico and Alex. The dastardly duo who won that 2 versus 5 are here for more. Great flash, they're pushing forward. Alex comes in from the side, he picks up a frag, Nico goes down to Impalement, and now it's 1 versus 1. Impalement only on 9 health, he has to be careful here, needs to land the headshot on Alex almost immediately. He pushes forward with a USP and he'll make short work of him. No impaling happening here, as Singapore will pick up another round, 10-3. And the dastardly duo, Alex and Nico, will be successful once more, even when odds are against them. Born too late to explore the Earth, born too soon to explore the galaxy, born just in time to browse dank memes. Oh dear. There's the window smoke. And the thing is, Japan are getting really close. They're getting the entry frags in a couple of these rounds, but they're not finishing it off. They believe the server's in Hong Kong, not in Singapore. But there could be a Singaporean server if the Hong Kong servers are not working. Nico. Nice aggressive push here in halls, but Himejun's going to find him. You need to land your shots in those kind of situations. There's Kunas taking down Akione. And this time round it's the opposite, Japan on the back burner in the late game. And Alex just so confident, spraying and running, taking down Himeyun. He missed his shots and it's just Noppo on his own. Mr. Noppo will be the final casualty of that round. 11-3, Singapore looking very solid. It's the final round of this half. We've got a full buy from the Japanese. They want to try and get 4 rounds, but the way it looks, Singapore might finish this 12-3. Here it is, just showing the pings for the people who want to ask. There is definitely a ping difference, but here we see controlled aggression once more from the Singaporeans. Impression running through that Molotov. I don't know if that was a really good idea by him, but he's down to 60 health, and he's going to be able to try and attempt a flank. Alex will start it off with a frag over a mid. Akione, though, gets the return over towards short, and he's going to be pushing forward, flashes himself through. Kunis just going to fire through the smoke there, but as he does that, he's going to get completely flashed. Akione on top of the stairs, but Kunis has readjusted his aim and is going to make short work of him. And there's Impression pushing forward from the flank. He only gets 1 frag for his troubles, though. Nico takes down Noppo, and it's just Zodiacs in a 1 versus 3. It seems like Singapore have done what we did not expect them to do, and they have played a very dominating CT side of Mirage. Really, really nicely done by them, and it's good. They have created more competition in this qualifier, and they've created more competition in the Asian scene overall, but really, really nicely done. And the thing is, I think the odds on esportgaming.com were like 82%, and I was thinking, you know what, if I was a bettor, I was going to bet on Singapore. Really, honestly, I would bet on Singapore, because you don't know. You really do not know. And right now, if you're betting on Singapore, you're going to make so much money. You're going to be rich. Dollar signs. Hoes and drugs and everything. Best round of the second half. An interesting setup here by the T's. I think they're going to go for mid control before they do anything. They've not left the bomb behind. Usually when they do this, they leave the bomb behind. They're kind of confident that. Look, there's an interesting smoke. I think it's a miss smoke because it's just right in the middle of nowhere. Impalement will start off the job here for Japan, and there are 3 frags already. The Japanese saying, you know what, you've picked up a lot of CT rounds, but we can do the same. Easy peasy for Japan here on the pistol round. If you're going to make dollar signs, give me some dollar signs in the chat. Right? Give me some dollar signs. If you have bet on Singapore and you're thinking, yeah, bro, gonna make me some money, then put some dollar signs Japan, though, with a very, very solid pistol round against the Singaporeans, looking incredibly good, landing those shots. At the same time, is not really an effective way to play, bearing in mind that your Glocks against USPs, trying to do 1v1 duels at mid, not the best thought, not the best, yeah, I don't think it's the best thing to do, so there we go. Singapore now with an A execute. It's a force buy by them, and they get the entry frag, but Zodiacs returns. Oh, just one for Zodiacs. This is really good here for Singapore. Impression, killing Moxie. We have a state execution for Singapore. And there's the retake by Akione Impalement, but I think Impression's not going to be happy. Well, actually, no, Moxie's not going to be happy about being killed by the endgame leader. But he probably like, all right, run to CT spawn. No, I don't want to do that. Bam, dead. Listen to my commands. Scary force buy. Akione and Impalement, the only guys surviving, and the bomb was planted as well. So Singapore can be very happy about that round. Almost. Is the comeback real? Well, if Japan continue with this momentum, then of course there is a possibility. It is a CT-sided map. And it's a nice kind of refreshing change to see good CT play, because recently in the Asian qualifiers, the teams have been playing better T sides than they have CT sides. They're going to go for mid-control here. They're pushing towards connector. Ooh, Zodiacs wasn't ready for that. They line up for him. He picks up two. Kunis finally takes him out, but they should have done a better job, Singaporeans. I mean, Zodiacs, he made a huge mistake. Tried to readjust his aim, and they just lined up in front of him. And that's just, you know, sometimes when you don't really play with each other so much, you make those kind of mistakes. I mean, they're very simple mistakes that you do subconsciously, but standing up right in one line of fire in front of an M4, it's not the best idea. People are saying the stream RIP'd. Can you take a look, Mr. Producer? Is it fine? Oh, you just switched to my camera. So people just saw like a flash, like a subconscious flash, like some subliminal messaging. Just flash my face, and then be like, "Hey, I really like Avela." Do some subliminal messaging, man. Do it. Oh, stream is back. Okay, very sorry about that. Just refresh, guys. Tell people to refresh. Anyway. Japan still in control. Full buy now by the terrorists. This is the real test for the Japanese. Can they hold on? Can the samurais contend with the Singaporean terrorist side? And the answer is, yes, they can. Noppo and Himeyun picking up a frag each. It's 3 versus 3. There's the nade coming in from Noppo as well. He sprays through, ooh, but runs out of bullets. And Moxie is very lucky indeed that he only had a couple of bullets left, and that for Mas. Kunis has got a good position here over at Tetris to take down Noppo. It's 2 versus 3. Akione and Himeyun playing for the retake. Singapore can see the victory, and that's a wonderful retake. Himeyun and Akione, what a Molotov by Himeyun. Takes down Impression. Kunis goes down as well as he sprays him down, and Akione helps out with the final frag. There you have it. Japan with a wonderful retake, and they showed, yes, even with Singapore getting 5 AK-47s in utility, we can still hold the sights, we can still play for the retakes, and we have a chance. They're only 5 rounds away now, and after a really dominating CT half, Singapore, they need to bring some tricks out of the bag. Arigato. What? Oh. Are you giving them subliminal messages? Finds Alex. Alex trying to play with him, but you don't play with Himeyun. You do not play with a Japanese AWPer. An Impression, the in-game leader for Singapore, making the trade almost immediately, but again, a stroke of luck as he survives with 2 health. Nico looking for the entry frag here. There's Akione right on the other side of the AK-47. They're going to spray through the smoke, but they're both going to survive that encounter. Himeyun sees one person pushing in from underpass, and are the terrorists going to make their move? No, they're going to take it easy. Bomb moving back. Impression deciding to go for an A execute, and Kunis will look for the entry. Nico's going to be boosted up on top. Nice smoke there. Looking for the entries. Wow, double nade over up top, and Noppo's going to go down. Moxie with the entry on connector, and this is a very well coordinated attack. Japan, where are you? Singapore now in the A site, and it's just Akione on his own over at the B site, and I think he's going to try and save his M4. Doesn't think it's likely that he'll be able to win a 1 versus 4 with 8 health, and maybe even unlikely that he'll save the M4. What a nice mid-round call by Impression. I mean, they've made the trade, and they lost Alex. Don't have a lot of map control. He made the good choice to go for the A split. It was just perfect. Japan were not ready for it. And they really coordinated that. They did it really, really well. It was nice pushing from Connect and T-Ramp at the same time. The CT saw them coming from T-Ramp. He didn't have time to check left. One person went down. The guy from Connector switched to T-Ramp, and then the player from Connector, Moxie, pushed up and was able to get the entry. So it was really nicely done. And Japan now, they saved one weapon. They're going to actually force it up. One UMP. Impalement will have a FAMAS, and so will Himmeryan. They're trying to hold on now. They don't want to give away any more rounds to Singapore. Already up on 13. Zodiac starts it off though. Another frag on Impression. Mid control is for the terrorists once more. Akione jumping up and down, getting information. Look at that. Noppo boosted up on top. Sorry, not Noppo, but Nico boosted up on top to the window area. And no, Zodiac, sorry, has to be careful. He's going to be attacked from behind. I don't know what's going on here. That pop flash must have not landed, or he must have been too confident about that pop flash, because he went in back first to Connector. And Zodiac's like, well, thank you very much for that gift. But there's the return almost immediately from Moxie, and the bomb's going to go down. Huge mistake here from the Singaporeans. They've given away the bomb. They've taken too long to move in towards the A side, and even though they've got control of it, they've not got the bomb now. So Akione and Impalement will finish off the job, as they'll make it 13-8. And a very good force buy from the Japanese will keep them in the game. Sorry. Good play, but probably mostly some small mistakes from Singapore. Alex lining up for a smoke. Going to be an A execute here from the echoing terrorist. Impression actually able to afford some armor as well. He'll probably be leading the way with that Tech 9 Zodiacs over at ladder. Gets flashed. We saw earlier on the CT side how well Kunas was playing that position. Will Zodiacs be able to do as good of a job? He won't. He goes down to Impression's Tech 9. Another frag. Noppo takes down Alex. No problem. Only one casualty Zodiacs, but flawless round other than that for Japan. And they'll pick up another round. Again, only 4 rounds away from Singapore. They're trailing. They're at their heels. They're there for the comeback. They do not want to give away this game. They do not want to come out of this tournament knowing that they've lost to everyone except South Korea. The Samurais are hungry right now. And Singapore already very happy with their CT side, maybe getting a bit complacent. That could be what's going on here. Maybe overconfident, but if Singapore do win this, it's a great statement for Singaporean CS. It's a message to all Asian teams. We are good. We have the skills. We have the experience. We can contend with the rest of Asia. Japan might have something else about that. They might be here to cement their status as one of the best teams in Asia as well. But Nico and Impression are going to get 2 entries. They already lost 3 of their players. It's 2 versus 5 pretty much. And Nico's going to get a frag. Nico with 2. Impression. He knows Zodiacs is at the stairs. And this is absolutely unbelievable. Singapore in a 2 versus 5. Nico and Impression. Not the dastardly duo, but almost. It was Nico and Alex, but this time it's Nico and Impression. And I think the same factor is Nico. Nico has been the same member of both. Just a quick reminder, we've got a sub giveaway at the end of this broadcast. If you'd like to take part in that, do subscribe. It's pretty much free. You get €5 off. 14-9. Singapore now only 2 rounds away. And they're very, very hungry. Himmayan, he'll pick up one. Nice spray down as he takes that. Alex as well has got support from Noppo, but he goes down. Impalement actually going down at connector, not Noppo. He's still alive at CT spawn. Now it's a 2 versus 2. Not a lot of health left. Nico goes down to Noppo, who consistently has been playing very well this game. And Japan still in it. Can Nico turn this into a 4K? What a fantastic player this afternoon. He's had a very, very good game against Japan. A lot of incredible rounds for him and Impression and Alex. Noppo is just staying passive. Looks like he's like AFK at CT spawn, but that crouch is going to show that there are vital signs left. Nico does a good job, backs away. Noppo's going to go straight. I mean, the thing is, Nico's planted it not for a good position. He planted it for Palace, not for T-Ramp. So Noppo can actually go for the defuse here. Nico's going to find him. 15-9. Noppo knew that he had no more time, and Nico will take that 4K. Unbelievable. Singapore actually on their way to winning this best of 1 against Japan. And what an interesting way to end Group B of the Asian qualifiers. But a strong statement from the Singaporeans. Japan with a lot to learn now. Go back to the drawing board. Maybe they didn't want this game. Maybe they're sad that they're not able to qualify since Singapore lost to Vietnam 16-1. Or maybe they underestimated the Singaporeans after seeing them get demolished by Vietnam. But on every single piece of logic tells you that Japan should have been the stronger side. But Nico has been fantastic. Really, really fantastic. I think he plays for no use talking with Impression. Nice play there by Zerman, using that smoke, and he's going to pick up a second frag with the AK-47 of his enemies. Impalement with a great pop flash, and there's a return from Impression. 2 versus 4, but it's the dangerous duo again, Nico and Impression. However, Zodiacs playing a bit better this round, picking up a triple kill, and that's a very good force spy from Japan. 15-10. They've got 5 more rounds to secure a draw, but we saw Singapore in pretty much exactly the same situation, except they were on the T side against South Korea. It was 15-11, if I remember correctly, or 15-12, maybe even 15-10, but they came back and got a draw against South Korea. So Japan are very capable of doing this, especially since they're on the stronger side. Could be a draw. A draw would still be great for Singapore and Singaporean CS. And for Japan, it might save face a bit. But it is an anti-eco, so Japan should be picking this up. Nice nade. Does a lot of damage on these unarmored terrorists. Impalement's that short to support Akione. He'll pick up a nice triple. Or double, sorry, actually. That was somehow Zodiac's picking up a frag. It's 15-11 regardless, and I think Singapore are going for a double eco here. It's very interesting. They could have gone for a full buy. It would have meant not the right utility. They wouldn't have had the best utility, but they could have gone for a full buy. They would have had AK-47s and armor. They're deciding to eco up, and that'll make it 15-12. So giving Japan an opportunity to draw. And a lot of people now begging for a draw. A lot of bettors are like, please, Lord Gaben, make this game a draw. Change the rules of physics in CSGO and make this a draw. Make bullets miss. Make people die for unknown reasons. Singapore with a bomb plant on the B site. Excellent work on this eco round. Himmayan coming up from behind with the CZ. There's Nico. He's going to take him out, but not before he's down to 1 health. An Impression with the AK-47 will take down Impalement. This is a very good eco indeed. They have to time it properly here. Impression Finds yet another frag. Finds Himmayan. Impression looking for the ace. It's a 4K for Impression, but Noppa finds him. Noppa with the M4. He has to do it if Japan want to have a draw. Impression. Oh my goodness. He was 2 health away from an ace. What a fantastic player. The in-game leader for Singapore. The defuse will happen. And Japan will be 15-12. Oh, somebody stopped time. Somebody stopped time. Somebody used their superpowers again and literally stopped time. Now it's a defuse for Japan. 15-12. GoTV being a bit buggy. But let's take a replay of that. I mean, amazing, really amazing play by the Singaporeans. And so there's a wrong, that was a wrong replay. Nice replay, mate. And it's back to me. Woohoo! Awesome. Thank you very much, producer. You are doing such an amazing job today. I'm just here chilling, and all of a sudden I'm on the stream. People are like, what? Subliminal messaging. What? Oh. Tense times. Right now it's pretty much all or nothing. While the Japanese know more room for mistakes. Entry frag here for Alex, and now they're pushing in towards the A site with 2 players, but the bomb's actually going towards the B site. Akione, he can play big, but he won't be able to. He goes down to Moxie, and now the bomb's going to be planted, but finally the CT is able to clean up the A site, and now concentrating, focusing on going towards the B site. I mean, at least he got that frag, Akione, before going down. At least it's now a 2 versus 2. Impression, he's got his crosshair in the right position. Will he peek though? There's the nade over at Van. Moxie's still alive. Impression sees. Impression gets the entry. Now it's up to Noppo in a 1 versus 2. Gets the first frag. Him against Impression. He has